Welcome everyone to Project Codex. Project Codex is going to be a little bit different from what I've normally doing this stream or what I do in general, because it's going to have nothing to do with video games, and it's going to not have anything to do with um you know some of the topics that I brought up in the past. Project Codex is really here for me to share and for me to document a lot of the things that I've thought about during my, just during my time living, I guess, is how I can put it. I think it'll be a little bit simpler for me to read this out. So, why do I want to do Project Codex? Project Codex is my attempt at creating something that I can leave behind. Now, this streaming thing, initially I wanted to do it, as like a hobby or as just something to have fun with. Something that I noticed was that it's really, really good at being used to see how I was in the past. It's like a history book, just in video form, and as a gateway for me to look at myself in the past. Project Codex is the culmination of those ideas into something tangible, something that I can actually read through or look through or even watch maybe 5-10 years down the future and see how I was back then. So, what is it? It is a collection of ideas and concepts that I have considered throughout the many years, shaped by my own experiences, my ideas, and backed by my own research. And the idea is that I want to turn it into my own magnum opus. So a magnum opus, for those of you who don't know, is the individual's masterpiece. It is that one thing you create that defines who you are. So for blacksmiths, this would be the best sword you've made. For chess masters, maybe it's an opening they created, or their immortal game. Things like that are generally considered as your magnum opus. Now, as somebody who doesn't really have a high enough skill level in most of these, I don't think my own magnum opus can be of the same sort. And that's partially one of the reasons why I decided to make this instead. Project Codex is, in a way, my attempt at creating something that I can pass down or that I can, reflect on in the far future. So, how did it come about? The year was 2014, and this was back when I was in middle school. We were learning about waste management. So for those of you who don't know, or if this is no longer an issue when I'm looking at this, waste management in 2014 was a really, really big issue. Waste management in 2014 was bad because we have a lot of waste, and it's the first time in a long time that we have used up so much waste and with no way to dispose of it. There's a few ways that we know of as of that time period. We could bury it in landfills, we could send it elsewhere, or we could burn it. Now, for the first two, we are running out of space to do it as of 2014. Landfills are slowly becoming, actually filled, and the earth itself is, it's, what's the word for it? It's limited in its capacity. There will come a point when we can no longer bury the trash that we create. And this is a problem because we really need to get rid of trash, otherwise it would fester and create disease and all kinds of nasty stuff, right? So we often burn it. Of course, this releases a lot of harmful pollutants and whatever, but at that time we were not really focused on that. We were just focused on different types of waste management, and that's not really the point of this part, so I'm going to move on. In science class, however, we also learned about electricity generation, particularly through fossil fuels. We learned how we burn the fuels, and that generates heat, which goes through a water cycle and powers a turbine, and that's how we generate heat and electricity. And so back when I was, middle school me was thinking, hey, you know, if I can burn the trash and have it power the water cycle, which can power the turbine instead, that would solve a lot of problems. And it was the first time I had this epiphany of, wait, I can take things from two different classes and combine them together to create this amalgamation of ideas. It was it was surprising to me, and I really, really thought back then that I stumbled upon $1 million idea. I was like, oh my god, I don't have to work anymore. When I grow up, I just have to make this and move on with life. And shock surprise, Denmark did it. Now, I can't remember when they made it, but I think I only found out about 2016 or 2017. Does it say here? This is Amager Bucket. Okay, you know what? I can't pronounce that, but they do this exact thing. They take waste and they burn it to produce electricity. So here we go. Combustible waste supplies electricity, right? And I remember feeling crushed at that time. I was thinking, oh my god, I thought this was my idea. I thought I was the only one who thought of this. I mean, obviously I wasn't the only one who thought of this, and obviously I'm not that uh, prideful now. But back then, I really, really thought I was the only one who, could consider something like this. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do this project Codex thing. I am going to initially write it down, something like this, and then I'm going to read it out and talk about it. Now, the reason why I didn't do it for O2 and O1 was that this is my second recording. Something happened during the first recording, and so I had to scrap that audio, but it was all written already, and I really don't want to rewrite it again, so I just write it out. But from here onwards, I'm going to write it down first, and then I'm going to talk about it. I think the last thing that I'm going to put for this page is the project list. I mean, we can always, add more later, but for now, I just want to move on. We have a couple of projects here, and I do want to talk about this first one first. Project Burn is, well, what I had talked about just now. You burn the trash and you create electricity from it. Now, obviously, it's already out in the real world, so there's not really much point for me to, go super in-depth into it and talk a lot into it or do a lot of research into it, since it's commonplace now. But I still want to list it down because it was something that I thought of without any, research or without any looking up on, and it really formed the baseline for all of these other ideas that I, like to think of. So, without further ado, let's go to the next one. Project overview. I genuinely have no idea what to put in here. To be honest, I kind of just want to delete everything here and say I will figure it out another day. Cool. Let's take this, rename it to project overview, like that. Okay, cool. How did I do that, by the way? Wait, what? How did I... You know what? Never mind. All's good. Alright. Project Burn. I think for now, I'm not sure how many times I'll get to do this, or how many projects that I can, list out in this one. But I want to do at least the first 4. So Project Burn, Project Panacea, and Project Vision. Oh, what did I just do? No, come on. Is there a... Oh, here we go. Duplicate. Okay. F2 here is not rename, unlucky. Last one is Project Sentience. So every Sunday, I will go over to one of these document tabs and I will start to basically list down what it's about and record everything that I want to do for that project. Okay, first things first, Project Burn. Actually, there is one more project that I can add here. But this one is highly controversial. Okay, actually it's this, but I feel like this is a little bit too obvious. It'll be fine. I probably won't even get to here, to be honest. I highly doubt I'll get to society even. So we'll see how long we can go. Hmm. Oh, what did I just do? Hmm. Okay, so Project Burn is honestly a direct replicate of what has already been done in Denmark. In their waste to electricity plants, you take the electricity, you take the waste, you burn it, and you aim to generate electricity in that way, and then you use the electricity to power homes or make electricity cheaper for your residents in general. And of course, you net yourself a hefty little profit. Okay, so methodology. Ooh, how do I do this? Sorry, I'm trying to remember how I thought of it 10 years ago rather than how I'm thinking of it now, because I mean, it's meant to document how I thought of things a long time ago, right? But I don't think I can remember honestly, so I think I'm just going to go with what I know now. Yeah. Okay, so in an incinerator, you collect the heat, you burn it, boilers at the top. Sulfuric? Is it sulfuric? When you burn something and it comes out and it's really bad, I think it is sulfuric acid. Because it turns into sulfur rain, right? Or acid rain. Yeah. Okay. Yep, hi, sorry about that. Okay, where were we? Was it sulfuric acid? Harmful gases from burning trash. Let me see. Ooh. Where is this one coming from? From here. This one is a blog, but this is just the burning of plastics. But I'm not really considering just plastics, am I? This one has a .gov behind it, but I have no idea what Broome County is. Toxic gases, da 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 da. Formaldehyde, hydrogen chloride. Oh, hydrochloric acid, okay. Cancers, birth defects, particulate matter, ash residue. Okay, yeah, but how do we get rid of it? Backyard burning. This is pretty good. I'll add this inside. What was it, like hydrochloric acid, right? Into less harmful counterparts via catalytic converters are only for cars, right? I think if it's not cars, it's just called catalysts. Getting rid of harmful gases from burning catalysts. I think it's catalysts. Yeah, okay, it is. Nitrogen oxides, okay. Yeah, okay, so it is catalysts. Here we go, NVCat. Yep. Ooh. What do they do? Nitrogen oxides, nitrous, okay. Ah, yes, okay, so basically this. Now, I don't know if they will still exist later on, so I am going to probably try to find something else for it, but catalytic oxidation. What is catalytic oxidation? Catalytic oxidation. Platinum or vanadium. Should I quote Wikipedia? I mean, I'm not in school anymore. I can quote Wikipedia. Here we go. Catalyst product. Sulfuric acid is safe. Oh, sulfur dioxide is the problem. Duh. Oh my god. Oh my god. My brain. My brain is not braining. My brain has not been braining for far too long. Okay. Yeah. That's the one I want to put out. Sulfur dioxide. Platinum. Okay, I wonder if Google Slides for all let me like draw. Drawing. New. Oh dear lord, this is not going to be good, is it? Can I like select shape? Oi. Okay, so something like this, right? And then what is this? Highlight color? No. Text color? No. Ooh, this. Okay, so wait, border black. This one can just be white. Okay, so now I got a white box. Fudge. Something like this. Okay, so this is the boiler. This is the incinerator. Oi, that's not what I wanted to do. Incinerator. Boiler. And then how do I do this? Can I have this be like gray for gases maybe? Yeah, okay. Starting to look decent. Okay. I want two small squares here and here. Here actually. So this is how do I put the text box? Here we go. Trash input. Can I just no yes. So this is the trash input. And if I copy it here, this one I can put as air input. Okay, so you input the trash through here, the air oxygen for combustion goes in through here, and then you apply heat at the bottom. So let me just lift it up, and then shape arrows and up arrow like this. Heat. Let's bring the heat. And red. Now I want this to be going to the converters, so let me just call outs. Ooh, the banners look cool. Okay, wait. Something like this, maybe. VOC catalyst. Let's put one here and one here, and then because it's not really obvious what these refer to, I am going to add a line here. Yeah. All right, perfect. Something like that. And I'm not going to, here we go, save and close. Hey, that looks pretty good. I would say that looks pretty good. Okay, why do that? Please no do that, thank you. Gonna just cut this, paste it at the bottom. Yeah, and as for the actual process to turn hot water into electricity, I am going to leave that aside because it doesn't really make much sense for me to put that in. That is known from the 1800s. But just in case, boiler to electricity. I am going to put this Wikipedia page inside for myself. Alright, that is methodology. Come on. Yes. Oh, 3. Yeah. Hello. Oh my god. What? Hello. Thank you. I believe you want to take out metals, right? Because you can recycle them. Metals, recyclables. What else don't you want to burn inside? I mean, the rest you can pretty much burn inside. Oh, should you burn polystyrene? Should you burn polystyrene? No. Apparently not. But huh. I'm so confused. Wait, then what do you do with polystyrene? If you don't burn it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, so you can't exactly burn the damn thing. Take it off at the drop-off center. So what do they do in the drop-off center? Recycle and reuse drop-off center. So if you do that, then okay. Reuse or repurpose, sell it. Vendors and suppliers, landfills. Ooh. Yeah, okay. So everything is telling me that you shouldn't burn polystyrene, so I'm just going to put that in. Okay. Some should be made for the type of goods that get to be burned in the incinerator. And what I had here was this can include a conveyor belt system equipped with AI vision technology to differentiate. I'm gonna call it burnable trash from the rest. I will be a generic computer vision based. Man, this is the topic that I honestly have the least experience about. Oh, this AI thing. What is it? Computer vision based technology trained to identify items, a list of unrecyclable, a list of unburnable items from trained to identify a list of unburnable items and to relay it to a lever that will knock the item out of the conveyor belt. Okay, I want to do another drawing here, so let's insert drawing new. So that's our conveyor belt. It's not the prettiest, but it's something. Let's do an arrow to indicate direction. And then I want to do it like an eye, but it's looking a bit hard. Maybe I can just try to make one on my own. So I guess it would be somewhere here. No, good sir, do not do that. Something like this, like yeah. And then have a circle maybe. Well, that I just made a cone. That, okay. Cool. Good to know. Okay, what if I add like a... What if I add this? You know what? Good enough. Something like that, right? So it's going to scan the items. Maybe I should add some items. Some like this. This. Yeah, okay. Do I have a dotted line maybe? No. Okay, no problem, no problem. I will link it to... I think I saw this double circle just now. I want... there it is. Okay, so it'll link it to this. Connect it to a paddle. Well, to basically knock it off the conveyor belt. This paddle needs to be way longer. Like about here maybe. Let's see. When it rotates up, it's gonna be about here. And then it knocks it down like that. Yeah, okay, sounds about right. Let's see if I can write some stuff about it. Paddle knocks out in unburnable trash. Vision detects unburnable trash. This one will be from trash silo. Yeah, that's what we call it, trash silo. Okay, from trash silo, and then this way will be to incinerator. Hell yeah. Alright, we got something. Save and close. You know, that actually looks really good. Why does that actually look decent? Why does that actually look like not terrible? Okay, so it's gonna go from here, it's gonna take a look at it, and it's going to knock out the unburnable trash, and it's going to go to the incinerator where it gets burned. That is double for some reason. Other considerations should be made for the type of catalyst that will be present. Let me go and reopen this actually. Okay, well I have linked it already. The catalyst should account for all possible should account for all possible harmful gases that could be generated from any trash components. And then I will add like a table here. trash type. Possible gases. Obviously, I'm not going to fill everything up, but I think at the very least I can fill up some. No. Do I have like cell color? Background color. Can I put it like blue or something? Oh, that looks horrible. That looks worse. This. There we go. So organic. And then we've got CO2, CO. And I guess sulfuric acid as well. SO2. Oh, was it SO3? I forgot already. And O2. We've got plastics. I guess styrofoam, if it ever leaks into it. Chemicals. I think these are the 4 that I'm gonna fill up right now. So for plastics, what have we got? Dioxins, furans, mercury. This thing. Yeah. I can just view PDF here, right? Like this is free to use, this is free to use. Okay, cool. Cool. Can I just... Hello? Okay, well, that's not what I wanted to do. Why can I not... Bruh. Just copy. And... paste. That was one from styrofoam, right? Just now we saw that. Styrofoam. Oh, here. 90 different compounds. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay. No, yeah, okay. I'll take a look. Now, what in the world are those? Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. What is that? that means this one can be done for regular organic compounds as well. Okay, not all of this look French to me. I'm pretty sure I knew it at one point, but not anymore. Haha. Okay. Smoking rates, fuel types, burning solid fuels, emission from vehicles, yada yada yada, environmental pollution. Yup, this makes sense. Cancer. That is a lot of cancer. Okay, good to know. Long story short, do not inhale smoke. Got it. Why? Oh, come on. Let me just paint you guys. Okay. And incinerator gases. NO2, CO2, sorry, N2O. Right. It's N2O. N2O. Nitrous oxide. Heavy metals. Okay, by right they should have already gotten rid of metals, but assuming no. Mercury. What else? Mercury, lead, cadmium. Cadmium is an actual metal? What the fuck? Okay. What is the thing for cadmium? CD. Chromium is also an actual metal, bruh. I thought these were just things from No Man's Sky. Speaking of which, oh, I can do No Man's Sky. I haven't actually completed that game. Arsenic. Okay, so I think chemicals, general waste, particulate soot. Okay. What else can I add to this? To be honest, I already have forgotten quite a fair bit of what I wanted to write down back when I was a lot younger. Back when I was first thinking of this, I had this whole elaborate plan to make something like this. But today, not really. Though, for the rest of the projects, it should be probably a lot longer, and I'm planning to take multiple weeks for each one. It's just that this is the first one that I'm thinking of, so that I've ever thought of, so that's why I wanted to spend just a little bit of time on it, just to highlight it. My initial plan was actually to start immediately with Project Panacea, and then go to Project Vision, and then Project Sentience, but I figured I should at the very least do Project Burn first. You know, should I rename this Project Beginner? Nah, Project Burn is okay. But yes, oh, economic viability. Okay, so the way that I'm thinking about this is that these kinds of buildings should be sponsored by the government because they are providing a public good for the citizens that live there, right? They are effectively lowering their electricity bill and at the same time lowering the amount of money the governments have to spend for landfills and other kind of trash related matters, right? So they should be sponsored by the government, but they should also aim to be economically viable themselves. In the event that they want to expand and collect more trash, they're not limited to just one or two sites. Basically, they're not limited by how much the government can sponsor them for. The biggest problem is electricity itself, ironically, and logistics. Electricity, in that it needs to run a lot of different things. So it needs to run the incinerator, it needs to run the systems that will let it, uh, the systems that will allow you to actually control the facility. So those are including lights, they're including, if there's aircon there, there's aircon there. If there are uh, Wi-Fi there, or routers, computers, that kind of thing, they need to account for that first. They also need to account for transporting the trash from the houses to the actual trash site itself, because that is really expensive. Transport for trash is actually really expensive. I just want to check actually how much is 1 kg of trash. For waste. Let's see. Let's put Europe, because I am comparing it to the Denmark place. 10 cents per kg. Okay. Electricity from 1 kg of trash. About 0.5 to 1 kilowatt hour. Where is this one coming from? Waste to energy plant. Probably here, right? 500 to 600 kilowatt per hour of electricity per ton of waste. Okay. So 1 ton of waste equals 500 to 600 kilowatt hours of energy. 1 ton of waste in Europe cost 68 euros per ton. Okay. 1 ton of waste is, let's just put it at 70 euros. Where did he get this from? Okay. Since CO2 certificates was for 45 euro per ton, Germany has water recycling rates. Okay. None of this have to do with purchasing. Where did you get this? Did you just pull it out of thin air? Are you kidding me? Okay, where did you get this? This one? Here. Cost impact on cost price incineration per scenario. per ton CO2. Okay. Oh my god, numbers. ETS costs per ton waste. What is ETS? What is ETS? Emissions trading system. Okay, got it. Okay, you can go away. You're not opening. 108 euros per ton. Oh, but this is per ton. Okay. Alright, here it is, finally. Let's just put 180 euros, I think. That's a bit safer. 180 euros per ton. So 180 euros will give me 500 to 600 kilowatt hours of energy. Okay. Waste to energy plant electricity consumption. This one is no. Again, where do you get the idea that you generate far more power than they use? Okay. Oh, maybe this. It has been reported that the one combustion can recover approximately 80% of the energy which is conducted to that. Okay. Okay. The total electricity output is between... Oh, here. The total electricity output is estimated between 70... Okay. This waste heat can produce heat for... Okay. Potentially generating an excess of annual... Okay, so beyond what is required. Huh? Man, I forgot how annoying it was to try and read something like this. This way he can okay. The yearly electrical generation is projected at 107.04 gigawatt hours, accompanied by a decrease of carbon emissions, yeah. Effective approach for handling solid waste, generating an excess of 102.36 gigawatt hour of power beyond what is required to satisfy annual electric vehicle energy needs. But why do I care about that exactly? Okay, but all I need to know that it is in excess, right? Okay. In Wollongong. So the UK had incinerated 1.1 of UK's total energy supply. Okay. Well, that did give me... I mean... Oh, this is just municipal solid waste. Okay, I got it. Where am I confused at? Okay, well, we can work with this. 13.41 over 510. No, but that's the thing, is it generates this much, but how much do they use up, right? Ooh. I need to put this as another consideration here. And then... yeah. I do want to go back to this part though. Okay, let's see. But basically this is in excess, right? Like, this is definitely in excess, right? This one is in Singapore. Okay. Okay. Oh, they use a crane. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, they use the crane to load it up. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. I think that's a bit better than using a conveyor belt, actually. Duh, okay. The surplus energy from this plant is enough to power... What does this mean? How much energy is it? Together with the three other, the total surplus energy between 2 to 3% of Singapore's energy needs. Okay, Singapore energy requirement yearly. We'll take an average and then... what is MTOE? Okay, 55 terawatt hours. So they produce what, 3%? Let's give 2%. 2% of 55. Okay. Take this and let's say divide by 3. It is divided by 3, right? They said they had 3. Is this the largest one? We have no idea. I see. Okay, well, we'll just take an average. Okay, so about this many yearly. What am I talking about? How much trash is burned yearly? How much trash is burned yearly? It is okay, so 500 to 600, 25% of the 10,000 tons. So this is what, 2,500 tons, and this is a day. So yearly is, oh my god, 2,500 times, oh, times 365. So this many tons gives me this many energy in excess. So 132. We take this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. 132 times 10 to the power of 5. So just have this. 1.32 times 10 to the power of 15 divided by 912500. 912500. 1 ton. 1447 times 10 to the power of 9. Okay. 1 ton provides an excess of about, we'll take a conservative estimate maybe. I'll say 1.2 gigawatt hour. Yeah. What? Why is the math not mathing? This is excess energy over total tons. Ooh. This makes not much a sense now, does it? Because if this provides this much energy, then it shouldn't be producing 1.4 gigawatt hour. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. 10,000, 2,500, 2,500 times 365, that is correct. So that's how many tons it produces. It requires 55 terawatt hour. And 2% of 55. 2% of 55. It's 1.1. This is in joules. 1.4 gigajoules to kilowatt hour. There we go. There we go. That's what, like, it was something like this, right? So it's like 400, let's just say 400 kilowatt hour. 400 kilowatt hour of energy. Cool. So, oh, I can't get rid of this one. Alright, this needs to be 04. Good point out, good point out, good point out. So we have an excess of about 100. So how much is 1 kilowatt hour price in Europe? 10 cents to 38 cents. Let's say Denmark, so like, I don't know, 35 cents. 1 kilowatt hour can be sold for about I don't think this is household electricity prices. Well, this is by the European Commission, so here, 0.35 kilowatt hour. Yeah, okay. Sounds about right. 0.35 euros. 400 is, what is it? 3485 0.3485 multiplied by 400. 139.4. Ooh. 139.4 euros. Okay, so each ton of waste they spend 180 euros to buy. Oh, 1 ton of waste. I should use everything in Denmark. 1 ton of waste in Denmark cost. What is DKK? In euros. Incineration costs 75 euro per ton. Okay. Well, where in the world do you get that? Where in the world do you get that? Why do I feel like you're trolling me? 75 euros per ton. Sacre bleu. Motor fuel. La di da. No, 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 no. Waste treatment taxes. Ah, here we go. The owner of a landfill is charged with this 1% hazardous waste, both for incineration. No, but this is tax. I don't want to talk about taxes. Why do I care about taxes? No, I care more about... not you. Yeah. Cost of 1 ton of waste in Denmark, with cost for WTE being low, around 27 euros per ton. Yo, where do you get that from? Come on then, buddy. Where'd you get that from? Do I just trust you? Here we go, gate fee. Now page 13 you say. Page 13. The tax is differentiated is greater than incineration tax of 44 euros per ton. Oh, wait, that's so cool. They sell it cheaper. Ah. The cost of incineration typically amount to 93 euros per ton of waste. So that's why they can, well, the earnings are about this much. Okay. 93 euros per ton. And then 1 kilowatt hour is currently being sold for 0.1 euros, although they can sell it for much more. But they're selling it cheaper to try and get it back. I see, I see. So they're getting about 67 earnings of about 67. Oh no, wait. Earnings per ton, 7 euros. Okay. Whew, wow. I forgot how complex this was. Well, it's not really complex. I just haven't done this in a long time. Interest payment and amortization can make up a fixed cannot be changed. Minimize operating costs, so the rest are just operating costs. Got it. This is wild, by the way. The actual cost for the household/industry of having waste incinerated I see. Okay, got it. Cool. To be honest, I think this is just example from Denmark. I think most of these are just from Denmark anyway, so I think I can delete this part. And yeah. Careful consideration should be made in order to ensure that the plant remains sustainable economically for long-term use. Okay, nice. And I think for now this is all that I'm going to leave it at. It is quite short, I know, but this is the first one that I'm doing, and that's why it's quite short. And it's also because this project, to be honest, is already done, so there's not really a lot of research, or I'm not really enticed to do a lot of research on it because, well, it's there. It's currently being used. This is just my 14-year-old's brain going, oh my god, wow, I can link topics together? That's insane. And it's actually such a huge game changer, by the way. I'm so surprised this even happened. So, yeah. Thanks if you are still watching up to this point. Thank you so much for watching Project Codex. Thank you so much for listening into me doing a Project Burn. And what is essentially my childhood millionaire dreams, basically. And the next few ones are going to be a lot more interesting. So I hope to see you there. Bye bye.